by 2021 you do.
Yes.
Okay, and I think we agreed that she stopped breathing somewhere around 450, I think was you gave me, 48, so, okay. So at 48, if she stopped breathing, is the IV time right? At 50?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Alright. Is SpO2 at all important on this person who you're have intubated and she's breathing on her own again, or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and as I always like to bust people's chops, are you supposed to do her blood glucose?
Yes, sure.
Yes.
I understand it doesn't mean that, but,
Yes.
okay? There's a line down at the end of vitals that says end tidal CO2. Is that supposed to be filled out?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, everybody good?
Yeah.
No? Okay, alright. And I was just a curiosity question. In 2011, where you have her as a 3,
Yeah.
because I know you have her unresponsive up here, even if the time's wrong, putting the time right side. So she wasn't responsive to painful, nothing?
No.
Did you ever, you didn't do any, this wasn't a chemically assisted
No.
intubation? Okay. Okay. Let's see, is there anything else on that one I missed? Oh, yeah. But wait, there's more.
Okay, the next one. 5 more years in jail. But it validated.
That's right, validated. This says you have breath sounds back at 2012 again. Is the time's just wrong?
That's,
So it should be 2021?
that's
30 seconds?
us listening to breath sounds after she was intubated in 2011.
Is that what that is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you supposed to redo an assessment when she gets her breathing back on her own?
She did not get breathing back on her own. We still,
When she's heart started pumping again?
we still back her continuous.
All right, well, 1952 is when you intubated her. I guess that would take that time to say.
That's wrong, no.
Is there any time right on here? Other than maybe your dispatch
Hey,
time?
Pat.
Yeah. All right.
That was talking
All right.
about.
There it
I
is.
have one more question for you. I know what you're gonna say. What does it say about when the cardiac arrest arrived? Prior to EMS arrival? Is that true or not true?
Oh.
No.
Eeks.
Yeah.
So, how much do we know?
Yeah, what's the over, I mean, this is a serious question, what's the over-under on us getting a win in court on this one?
What does it say when she had ROSC?
Yeah.
That time's wrong too?
Yep.
So, to be honest with you, you probably wouldn't get sued on this case because you saved her life. To be perfectly honest with you, you're not gonna get sued on this case because you found her in either drug-induced
No, she's
or...
dead.
I think, when you got her to the hospital, you made her better.
Yes.
She'll listen.
Argue me. But if this were to be a suit, yeah.
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 Lessons learned on this.
Yeah.
We're in the narrative, never looked at the times.
So did you write it?
No, I did not write this
I'm
report.
good at the OG if you did.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to point out that the crew was talked to about this, and the point of this was, when I said to Dave, I'm going to assume that you just read the narrative, and he said, yeah. When I started to point out all these things, he was like, holy crap.
Did you say crap or you say shit?
So the point is, when I tell you guys to pull it up into print mode, and it pulls up a whole report for the guy, next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy to read it, this is the importance of that.
So you were on the call?
I was on the call,
And you dragged him into it, and he was on the call?
Yes.
Okay, you were all quiet
But
during
not
the
all the way to the hospital.
Yeah, I didn't go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Why not?
How many people were in the back of the ambulance on this? 2?
Three.
3? Okay. My point is you're gonna be on the hook for this report too, even though up to the point that you
I
left
think my
it.
name's on the report.
But it is. It's in this, like
It is,
this.
yeah.
diagram.
Good luck, we're all coming. Write a good report this Alright, we got another one to do here. This one is in route 46, X 50. 2 minutes to the patient. You got another 29 minutes for you to park, and then it takes you about 9 or 15, 24 minutes to get to where you gotta be. All right. This is a 2-accident case, so 2 ambulances went from this department. Number 1, let me see this. Dispatched to above location for a single vehicle accident. Car, I think it's, I don't know what care versus tree means, but I'm going with it's supposed to be a car.
Oh.
No, you don't think it's a, am I car? All right. Car versus tree. All occupants found in vehicle 490 times 4 moderate front end damage.
Hey,
All right, let's go to this one, the next one down. Dispatch of motor vehicle accident versus tree. Car with mild front end damage, no airbag deployment. No airbag deployment,
No
drove
air
into
deployment.
tree. No airbag, no air deployment, sorry, no air deployment. So I knew it was something missing, no air deployment, I don't know what's air deployment. There you go. So how does, my question is how does this crew say it is mild to moderate, moderate or mild?
So that's hard. I mean, I guess it's subjective to the person witnessing the accident.
Paramedic or assessment.
I mean, I could say it's moderate, and to someone else it might be.
I get it, but if 2 of you are on the scene, you're writing a report, couldn't you kind of like say what'd you put down for the damage?
Yeah, I mean,
Which is why we talked about it, because with our tablets, we can take pictures, so when you have 2 different reports like this, instead of putting, 211, 213, whatever on scene with a vehicle front end damage, heavy, moderate, mild, vehicle, single vehicle accident, head on into a tree, see attached picture. So that way, you take a picture of it, you can attach it, and then you, the doctor, whoever, court, you can interpret your own, you can put in your own interpretation on the level of damage.
So we have, going back to the first one, patient denies head, neck, and back pain, pertinent only complaints, I think it should be complaint, right, not more than one, right, sided, thoracic. Patient moved to ambulance, assessment and vitals obtained, patient states that pain is 8 out of 10 on movement, no trouble breathing, head, neck, and back pain. No trouble breathing, I assume it's supposed to be no trouble breathing, no head, neck, I don't know. In ambulance, no deformity noted to thoracic cavity, 4-lead and 12-lead obtained, sinus rhythm, 12-lead transmitted, patient agreed to be transported for evaluation and assessment. During transport, patient did not have any complaints and pain decreased to a 2 out of 10 on a pain scale. Vitals reassessed, blah, blah, blah. Okay, next guy. Patient was assisted to the mobile intensive care unit, noted laceration on the left hand on top of hematoma, had minor lacerations in the right knuckle of ring finger. Crew cleaned the bandage. Patient stated he had a bruise on his left hand before. Was slightly worse now. Denied head, neck, back pain. Patient denied chest, dizziness, and lost consciousness. Patient stated his wife was driving and the car lost brakes while turning, rounded the dead end. Patient stated they hit the tree and stopped the car at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Patient was wearing a seatbelt. Was the woman wearing a seatbelt?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Maybe it's in the other section you type in, right, where you talk about, maybe it is, I don't remember. He takes Plavix, and crew advised patient of risk. What risk did you advise him of with Plavix? Plavix. Was that an anticoagulant or is it an antiplatelet? That's all right. Doesn't matter. That's what the risks were about, potential bleeding, right? Okay. Patient now be transported, signed AMA, and stated he would ride with his wife to the hospital. All right.
question, so you want to put what kind of risk you explained? Because for refusals,
Yeah.
I would personally explain patient risk of not being transported. Or should I put in?
Yeah, so we'll get to refusal in a second, but generally speaking, anytime where somebody's refusing, I would like to put in there, advising the risk of not going to the hospital, advising the risk of somebody on Plavix potentially having bleeding issues, despite being told that he signed up.
So you can't just say risk, and then you get asked that.
I always prefer that we stress that he should go to the hospital, we advise him of the risk of not going to the hospital, because I think on your form it says there's stuff written right, I could die kind of thing if I don't go, that on there. Yeah, so that's fine, as long as you have that signed, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Alright, so we're just gonna look, I think, at the woman's one at this point. She went from green to yellow. So it was a woman that has thoracic pain when you arrive, is that a green? And I'm just asking, I've never dealt with this
There's
before.
problems with the coloring
So, yeah, so I think
Well,
that was just a mistake, for the final patient acuity, that should have been green as well, but the only reason she was transported is because she had osteoporosis.
She's osteoporosis, why the
So-
chest X-ray, make sure she.
But the thoracic pain, I don't know the answer.
The
Is
thoracic pain
pain
with
from an
the
accident a
the
yellow or
general-
is that a green?
Should be yellow.
Okay, I just was wondering why there was a change.
Then it has to be like a fall from 10 feet or an accident over 40, you know what I mean, that whole
Okay.
thing, you have to
I think,
put,
yeah,
you have to put like other.
At 12:58, you had a patient assessment, and I think we said, I said you were at the patient at. So are you treating this as an ALS or BLS call, or ALS stable, what are we treating this as?
I'd say ALS stable.
Okay,
And it shouldn't be green.
so,
Why would it?
so that patient at 52, you do your assessment 6 minutes later, is that normal? 6 minutes, I'm just, would ask you, not saying you did anything wrong. It take you 6 minutes to do your in-person assessment after arrival on the scene?
Sure.
And the
It
patient,
depends on the patient.
That's a pretty good time, by the time
well,
we
she
got.
or out of the car?
She was in the car.
How do we know that?
Was that one call?
Nah. Okay, that's one of those things I wanna talk about, pertinent positives, pertinent negatives. So when you go to a car accident and you encounter a patient, somebody who's in the car versus out of the car, in my mind, as a lawyer, is significant. Because if they're able to get out of the car on their own, there's some level of belief that they're not potentially as messed up as somebody sitting in there in a lot of pain, right? So you have some feeling if they're ambulating, the severity may not be as bad. I'm not saying you let your guard down, but to me, that's important if they're in or out of the car. Airbag deployment, important, or air deployment.
Excuse me,
depending on
boss, you have a text message.
You better answer it if you get a text message.
So how does that work out for the car actually go to, when the patient gets out of the car, walks around, and gets back in the car because of,
Well, it's what you see when you get there.
sure.
And if somebody were to tell you, yeah, he was out walking around, I put that, upon arrival, he was in the car, was advised prior to arrival, he was walking. Right.
That's how we go.
And I'd like to know if the seatbelt did as well, not that, I mean, it sometimes does play an issue depending on how fast the accident is, right, because those can cause injuries. Is a thoracic cavity pain a concern to you in general regardless of osteoporosis or anything like that?
Yes, but if you have a seatbelt, on, pretty much everything. But I mean, it's not up for us, that's why we.
I'm just asking the question, I understand we can explain why it is,
Yeah.
but is it
Sure.
of concern?
Yes.
Can it be an indication of some traumatic event going on inside the body? Okay, all right. Did we ask anything about loss of consciousness
Yeah,
This probably wasn't documented.
of the woman you didn't? What about, is nausea important to you at all?
Yes.
Was that asked? At least according to the narrative?
No.
Okay. Another question, based on the mechanism of injury or complaints, is this a C-spine patient protocol patient?
maybe.
Depends.
I mean, we're able to clear C-spine in the field, so when we sat there, I mean, I think in the narrative did say denies any head, neck, back pain or anything like
Okay.
that, so when she's sitting in the car, when we first got there, we're like, does this hurt, did this happen? Did you lose consciousness, you hit the steering wheel, did you hit your windshield, blah, 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 no, okay. You know, are you in pain, blah, blah, well, I'll get out, I'll just, you know, put my seatbelt, I'll get out, I'll walk to the ambulance. I don't wanna go to the hospital, I don't wanna go, I just
Understand.
check out my
As long as
chest,
she's
you know what I mean?
reliable, yeah.
So,
So at that point,
did you clear C-spine? Those questions there enough that, in your mind to say you cleared it for the protocol?
for protocol, yeah, but I mean, for
If I could have a little more
documented,
documentation.
But in the
obviously.
detailed physical exam, it does ask about neck, and if you put normal, then that shows that you cleared it.
But I'm probably gonna put in there, no pain, tingling, no,
Right, just a little bit to explain it away, so that's why you didn't do it, that's my only point. That's the little added things that save you a lot of hassle down the road in a deposition, okay? Only other question I have on this one really is, given her presentation, do we do an IV, start an IV just in case with the thoracic pain?
No, she didn't want anything, 'cause I remember asking the IV.
I don't remember
Where's
that,
that
I think she refused, so.
It was, but I.
Did you see my point?
Yes, sir.
If she had not objected, is this a patient you normally would have started an IV on?
Yes, that's.
Yeah.
For, just in case, right?
Sorry.
Okay. And the vitals, 58 was the first one. Are we treating this as a stable, so you can do them every 15? Or just every
I think
5?
we originally said stable ALS, but that would have changed the acuity, because
So,
if it's a.
If
it
she's
would've
a
been
yellow,
green.
is that, I just
You
said
should-
yellow
It should have been
stable?
yellow, if we're treating it as stable ALS, it should have been yellow the whole time.
Every 5.
ALS is not stable.
Every 5 to 7 minutes for the
It's every
vitals?
5 minutes.
So we should, 58, should have been at 203, right? 208, 213, 218, right? So we missed the number of vitals here.
reason.
Do you say ALS is unstable?
that's
not.
I don't agree with that.
I agree, yes.
I don't agree with that. Because if somebody has like a, do you say ALS is unstable
I
always?
didn't say it was not
Okay,
stable, I
that's
said
what I thought.
ALS is always yellow.
Oh,
I don't agree with that, because what about a sprained ankle that's, well, it's just a healthy conversation. What if somebody has a sprained ankle, but I wanna give them pain meds?
No, but hold on.
Then they need
that's-
to be monitored and they need to be, and then
But it's
it's
not
not.
yellow, it's green, right?
No, but the potential for it to go yellow because you've given them meds, they need to be monitored, they have to have an IV. That is not a green.
No, that we get, but like when I turn around, my question, because you did say, you said if it's ALS, they're unstable. That's why I turned around and asked, so that did, maybe it came off wrong,
Okay.
but you get what I'm saying, so just because it's starting IV makes it ALS, but that doesn't necessarily make them unstable. So we can still monitor that.